Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Friday Night Look Back, except with the round ball, the basketball one. My name's Avi Zalen, sports reporter with the Beaumont Enterprise, and I'm joined by
David Berry, Nick Johnson.
we kind of felt it was appropriate to do a little video, not only to recap what games we went to tonight in high school basketball action, but to also look forward to an incredible week, really, coming up, a really exciting week in high school hoops. Do either of you want to start with what game you were at tonight?
Yeah, I'll start. I was at Nederland Ozan boys. It was a pretty good game. Ozan came out with the victory, 40-39. Literally in the last 5 seconds, the master Sam hit a layup. Uh, Coach English for Nederland drew a pretty good play to get the ball to Colton Weisbrod, but he got stripped.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, he got stripped clean. There was no foul, and Ozan got the ball, and they were able to escape. It's been kind of a rough week for Ozana. They lost, got upset by LCM, but they were able to rebound. They were able to stick to their principles. Of a tough defense. Jordan Hunter came back tonight. I know he was injured in the Gamble Classic, but he was able to come back. He had 14 points. Ozan, as a whole, struggled to shoot the ball, but they held Colton Weisbrod, who normally averages 27 points a game, held him to 18. So they did just enough. They did what they needed to do.
And with that outcome tonight, the updated rankings for District 24A are as follows. You have Central still undefeated at 5-0. They will actually meet Nederland next Friday. Nederland's tied for second with LCM at 4-1. Then you have Ozan and Lumberton both at 3-2. Kendrick, you got to see a little bit of the bigger schools tonight, and even an upset take place, so to speak. Well, maybe, but just kind of talk about what you saw of North Shore and Westbrook.
Although it's not football, North Shore still ranks supreme and has the Bruins numbers. They won 68-46. And Westbrook came in on a 14 out of 15 game streak. They've been playing good ball since starting off 1-4 at the beginning of the year. But the press and just man-to-man, the Mustangs were a little too big and too quick for Westbrook. My man Michael Zeno, University commit, he had kind of an off game, but it was kind of like when you're down 2-0 before the tip off, it's not your night. They had to call the technical for dunking before the tip off, and North Shore made both free throws. So before the game even started, Westbrook was already down 2-0, and they never did come back.
And I think that's a very important game that North Shore not only won but did so in convincing fashion, because we were looking at the upper half of District 21 5A, and you got Port Arthur Memorial, who was upset tonight by Baytown Sterling. You have Westbrook, and you have North Shore, and I think those are really kind of the top tier teams, and we were kind of trying to figure out where all of them would end up kind of placing with each other. And this gives us a little better idea that it is indeed North Shore and Port Arthur Memorial kind of as the class of that district and are going to go at each other to win the district crown. Memorial and Westbrook will play each other next Tuesday in Port Arthur. That should be a good one. Me personally, I was at West Orange Stark at Buna. It kind of went as expected. West Orange Stark, clearly the favorite in that district at the beginning of the year, and that's still holding true as they're undefeated at 4-0 in district play. They easily beat Buna, who, give Buna credit though, they're fighting for that last playoff spot, and it's very likely that in that district they'll be able to get that final playoff spot. You can read a little bit more about it in tomorrow's paper. I don't really want to get into a whole lot now, but a fan was ejected. It kind of stole the headline away from what was going on the court, is what was going on in the stands. A lot of yelling, a lot of
these Southeast Texas fans. I'm from Dallas.
They were passionate. They were passionate at Buna tonight. It ended up getting one of them ejected. Guys, let's just recap real quick. Not recap, but look ahead rather to what game you guys are most looking forward to. Like I said, ones to choose from: Port Arthur Memorial, Westbrook, Central Nederland, West Orange Stark and Silsbee at the Montaigne, and Silsbee at Hardin Jefferson at Ford Park. It's going to be a busy week for Silsbee. Kendrick, go ahead. What game are you most looking forward to?
Both Silsbee games. I've been hearing about doing a piece that will be on Monday about the busy week with, it's very rare, 3A, 4A, 5A, the state of Texas to play two neutral site games against two rivals in the same week. So that alone is a big week for the Silsbee Tigers. But I want to see if Chris Edom can get this young squad that's got a mix of upperclassmen and younger classmen to perform. They've had these games circled on their calendar since I started talking to them and covering them in October. So this week, as they say, is go time. But I think I have a funny feeling that they're end up splitting. I don't know which one they're going to beat. If I was a betting person, I'd say it'd be HJ and they lose. But they keep a consistent pressure. So if West Orange was to slip up, they'd be the team that could slip them up.
Hardin-Jefferson and Silsbee we knew was a great rivalry. They had moved the game over to Ford Park because, frankly, there wasn't enough room in either high school gymnasium to hold the amount of people that want to go see it. And this year's special because you add West Orange Stark into the mix where they're just as good, if not better, than those other teams in District 21 3A. And because of that, that's been moved to the Montane as well. David, kind of same question to you. What game are you most looking forward to next week?
I'm looking forward to those two games. One, because it's going to kind of, for Silsbee, you're going to be in the playoffs. That's what you have to do. You're going to play on a Monday or Tuesday at a neutral site. And if you win, you're going to have to play Thursday or Friday at a neutral site. So it's big for Silsbee. Obviously, a loss doesn't end their season right now, but it's good practice. It's going to be huge atmospheres each time. I think one that I'm looking forward to see the result is Lumberton and Ozan girls. Before the season, I know Lumberton was picked as a favorite, and Ozan, they kind of went under the radar as much as Ozan girls can because they lost so much last year. But right now, they're on a roll. They're playing really well. So honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if Lumberton and Ozan girls end up. This could be for the district. Not
and
right.
I think they've split the season series so far.
Yeah, both games were tied by 3 points.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a good one. Lumberton, they're loaded with weapons with Megan Worry and Taylor Powell and Allison Jacks. She pulls up anywhere from anywhere within half court. And then with Ozay, you have Jerica Boland and a lot of young players around her. But Tammy Walker-Brown, in the midst of all the recruiting with her son Tony, she's doing a great job. She's one of the Coach of the Year candidates, honestly. But that's probably the one I'm looking forward to outside of the boys' games.
And can I chime in too as well? After seeing both teams play, and I was at the game in the YMBL tournament when Ozan was up by 13 and Lumberton scored the last 16 points to win by 3. The attack of Lumberton, as much as they shoot threes, the more I see them, the more the season comes on, they're getting more versatile. I want to see with the chips down, see what that helped them out because right now Ori's definitely the go-to person because when she goes, they go.
Tammy Walker-Brown not having time to coach her team because her son's deciding which of 26 D1 schools he wants to go to, not a bad problem to have. That being said, for me personally, I think tonight really changes things in 21-5A. I was looking at Memorial Westbrook and I was saying to myself, this might, end up deciding district. But now, with Memorial looking, I don't know, it's kind of up for grabs. It's still going to be important. I think they still all get into the playoffs, but I think it's really toss-up when you look at Memorial versus Westbrook. That should be a good game. Central and Nederland, heck, Nederland only lost by a point. They're right there. Central has been inconsistent at times this year. I'm going to be really anxious to see how that plays out again. I think Central's going to be the favorite just because they have the superior ranking, record, top ranked, all that. But Nederland's going to give them a fight. Yeah. And it's going to be interesting, too, down low, how Colton Weisbrod deals with Etorian Wilridge, and I think that's just going to be a really fun battle of two future Division I players.
Yeah, I think that'll be the best matchup because Weisbrod doesn't have to deal much. Wilridge doesn't have to either. So you're dealing with two players who are used to dominating, and they're not, now they're going up against each other.
And they're very similar. Yeah, they're both guys who would probably play a 3 or lower in college, and now they're in high school and they're playing the 4 and the 5.
And I think just a quick thought from Memorial. I don't know. I didn't see the game against Sterling, but it could be just one of those classic cases of they went from unranked to 7th in 5A. Who knows? Maybe they were, reading their rankings, their press clippings, whatever.
They also went from unranked to ranked 7th, which, am I right in that?
Yeah.
That never happens.
It's rare. It's rare.
In college, that wouldn't happen.
North Shore's a legit team.
North Shore's great.
So, it's early. It's not a loss that's going to, hurt their season. But, that Westbrook Memorial game, that will be a good one.
Western Sarton Silsby could be for district. Watch it.
Could be, maybe.
Montaigne Friday night. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, read all of our content both in the paper and online at BeaumontEnterprise.com. And until next time, see you later.